Hi, my name's Randy. I just made a redstone circuit that automatically ignites and extinguishes a campfire using an Eyeblossom. It goes on at night, and it goes off in the day. Let's check it out. Taking a look at the screen, this is what you will need to complete the build. 18 building blocks. Any solid block will do. 11 redstone dust, 5 repeaters, 2 hoppers, a campfire, an Eyeblossom, doesn't matter if it's open or closed, dispenser dropper, flower pot observer, redstone torch, and target. Additionally, you will need a water bucket and a flint and steel. As you can see, the footprint of the build isn't that large. It's 5 blocks wide and 5 blocks tall, 7 blocks long. One of those blocks is the floor, however, so it's truly only 4 blocks tall as long as you have a solid floor underneath. All right, let's get to the build. The first thing I like to do is go over into this corner and place 4 solid blocks. Then I will place 4 pieces of redstone dust on top of those building blocks. Sneak behind this redstone, place 3 additional blocks, and then 2 repeaters on top. Each of these repeaters will be set to 4 ticks, so 8 ticks total. Another piece of redstone dust goes over here. And then on top of your L, or the bottom of your L rather, your reverse L, we will place an additional building block with a repeater set to 3 ticks. Next to this repeater, we'll place 3 building blocks with 3 redstone dust. In front of this repeater, we will place 1 building block. And then next to this redstone dust, we will place another building block with redstone dust on top, and then a target block next to that. Here we'll need a temporary block, then a building block. You can disregard that temporary block now, break it, with a repeater set to 3 ticks. You'll need an additional block right here coming off the back of that repeater with redstone dust on top. Then you'll need a temporary block here, so you can place 1 building block here and 1 building block there. Another redstone dust on top with a repeater in this little crevice set to 2 ticks. Then you'll need a block right here, and this is where your flower pot will be placed. Observer pointing into that flower pot. So the flower pot will contain an Eyeblossom, but let's not place it right now. And then a redstone torch, just squeeze it right in here. All right, so this is the most difficult placement. We'll take a dropper and place it right, see, I missed it, but that's okay. Place it right next to this repeater, a hopper going into that dropper, dispenser on top, and then an additional hopper going into the dispenser. So as you can see, this is where your round robin water bucket and flint and steel will cycle around. Next, place a water bucket right here in this dispenser, and then a flint and steel will go here in this hopper. Lastly, campfire on top. The campfire will be lit when you first place it, and that's the reason why I did not place the Eyeblossom, which you'll see in 1 second. So let me explain the circuit really quick. Essentially, this observer will observe the Eyeblossom opening at night and closing in the daytime. The observer will send a signal to this repeater, which will power this block, thus this redstone line. The redstone line will then power this target block, thus powering the dispenser. These 2 items will cycle around after every cycle of the Eyeblossom opening or closing. This repeater, set to 3 ticks, will power this block, thus this line, thus powering the target block for a second time. We need 2 pulses because we need to both dispense water and then pick up the water. The flint and steel will not get worn out faster because of the 2 pulses. The flint and steel will only get worn out when it actually activates. I believe you get 64 or 65 uses of the flint and steel before it's worn out. However, if you enchant the flint and steel with Unbreaking 3, you will get far more uses out of it. Okay, then the redstone line continues on down here to this repeater, which is also set to 3 ticks, and powering this block, which disables this torch, which enables this hopper. then the hopper will flow, like in this instance, the flint and steel, the hopper will flow that into the dropper. And all the while, this redstone line will be activated, hitting these 2 repeaters, which have 8 ticks total, and thus they will activate this dropper when the flint and steel flows in, push it up to this hopper, and then cycle it into this dispenser. So let me put a Eyeblossom in to kind of show you how it works. Now, when this closes, or opens rather, at night, the cycle will continue. I can demonstrate that really quick by taking the Eyeblossom away. There we go. Put it back in, and goes out. And that is the circuit. Hopefully you enjoy this tutorial. I enjoyed making it. Let me know if you use this in your world. Let me know if any changes need to happen, any bugs. Keep on Minecrafting.